Hello, I'm the Who Guy, and this is my review of Empire of Death, episode 8 of Doctor Who season 1. I did watch this episode in the cinema, so it gave me a total different experience, and I want to watch Doctor Who in the cinema every week. The cinema experience was fantastic, the crowd were great, and we had a little kind of mid-credit with Millie Gibson giving goodbye message and a thank you for all the fans that turned up. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below and smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And today we're going to go through what I liked about the episode, what I didn't like about the episode, and my overall opinions. Straight into the finale. My word, I loved this episode overall. Yes, I did see it in the cinema. That might have been a part of it. However, I thought this episode is one of the best looking Doctor Who episodes we have ever had. Of course, that is going to be the case because we are in 2024. There's a lot more technology. However, I thought it absolutely looked crazy, amazingly good. We got that vortex scene with Sutekh. Just looked probably the best looking Doctor Who scene we have ever had.
And it was beautiful.
The way they had the Doctor hanging out of the TARDIS, speaking to Sutekh, and the Sutekh just hanging on by that rope to the TARDIS in the vortex, getting flung about everywhere, I thought looked amazing. And if you did watch it at home, I hope it looked really good on your TV too. I'm going to watch it again on my TV, and I hope it looks just as good as it did in the cinema. I'm assuming it will, and it was really, really cool. Pretty much is about all of this season. I think most of this season, the special effects have been really, really good. Apart from Boom, I didn't think Boom looked great, but apart from that, I think every other episode this season has looked amazing, and this one tops the lot. The effects used in this was just crazy. If you watch Doctor Who Unleashed, you can find out how they made Sutekh, which I found really, really interesting, as a kind of green screen puppet. And the way they incorporated the Doctor and the TARDIS in the time vortex with Sutekh. One of the early scenes in this episode definitely really hit me and hit a lot of people around me in the cinema was the Kate death scene. We'll get back to this in the bad section. However, like this moment and this scene, we'll get into why I don't like it in the bad section, but if this scene was just this scene and we never saw Kate again, I think it was a fitting and great ending for her. To have the whole of UNIT being wiped out would have been a really, really cool idea to maybe continue with in season 2. Unfortunately, we know that's not going to be the case. However, I thought it really shocking. I wasn't expecting Kate to die that quickly in the episode, nor to die at all. And of course, you had all the UNIT officers and Lenny Rush and everyone in that room dusted.
This unit now closing down for maintenance.
Of course, there will be the comparisons towards Infinity War with the whole dusting snap kind of thing. However, I thought it kind of worked well. Of course, Sutekh, the sand, kind of makes sense. That really hit, and I was like, Sutekh is a big, big bad.
My bad, bad angel.
So I really, really do like this UNIT crew. We did get that holding hands at the end with the UNIT officer and Kate. Is that going to amount to anything? Probably not. I probably read into it too much. I really like Lenny Rush's character. I think he's really funny and I really want to see him back again. And I loved Ruth. I don't know where she is, Ruth Madley, but I really do like her. And of course Rose. You've got Donna as well, that works for UNIT. And Mel, I thought worked much better in this episode than the previous one. She did a fantastic job, especially when taken over by Sutekh. I thought she looked amazing. UNIT crew has to be some of the standout moments of this season, and it just makes me really want that UNIT spin-off now. Of course, the two leads, Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, were fantastic in this episode, especially Ncuti. I thought he absolutely knocked out of the park once again. Very, very, very hard scenes to watch sometimes, with him being absolutely distraught that he is the reason that the people were dying. Everywhere he has travelled, Sutekh has been there. I thought that was a really great idea from Russell, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. Again, just emotionally impacted me as a viewer, and I hope it impacts you too. I cried, and I don't cry at a lot of things in movie and TV, and I really did break many times with Ncuti in this episode.
Crying's for civilians.
Love that scene where he's screaming out the memory TARDIS. Memory TARDIS, by the way, oh my word, looks amazing. There are so many different references to things in that thing. I know it's featured in Tales of the TARDIS, but I thought it looked wonderful in this episode as well. That ending scene with Ruby in the TARDIS, he knows that she is gone, and you can just see it on his face. And I love that in an actor, that you don't even have to speak words, you can see it through his face and emotions. And it clicked in my head, she's not staying, she's going to stay with her family, she isn't going to stay with the Doctor. And why didn't Ruby stay? Well, it's because she has a lot of family issues to sort and find out. Which I do like, that her mum is normal. A lot of viewers that I've seen in comments of posts and videos don't like that Ruby's mum was made out to be this massive thing, and she's not. She's just an ordinary woman. And I personally love that. I'm kind of sick to death with the companions being so special. Mum isn't of any big importance to the universe, but to Ruby, it was the most important thing to find out. And I absolutely loved that the woman was not special. It clicked halfway through. I said in my head that I guarantee you her mum won't be special. And I was happy to be right on that one, because I'm very happy to say that Ruby isn't a special companion. And I love that. She's normal, just like me. Kinda.
You are not.
That whole Ruby arc mum situation being closed off, I am very happy to see. And the whole Susan twist as well, kind of being closed off. Those are gone. We've got Mrs. Flood, we'll get into that. But those two being closed off, I'm very happy to say. And like I said, I know there's going to be a lot of negativity around this episode with that. But personally myself, I liked it. I can see what Russell was doing and the messaging he was trying to portray in this episode. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. By far has one of the best Doctor Who endings we have ever had in the show, with Ncuti and Millie in the TARDIS. Really emotional, nearly cried at that one. A lot of people around me were crying at that one. That was a hard watch. He's going to be back, and I am very excited to see those two bounce off each other again in the next season. But of course, first, we've got that lovely Christmas special to come.
That balmy old Christmas.
Of course, the real ending of the episode was Anita Dobson. I didn't think we were going to find out who she was in this season, and again, proved right, because we are going to see her in the next season, I do believe, and I think she's going to be the big bad. I have a few theories. Is she the Master? Is she something else? Who knows? I might do a video all about theories about her. But then again, she could be just this completely new character, and I'm fine with that as well. Absolutely loved her costume as well in the ending. That looked really cool. But overall, all I can say about this episode in the good section is it has made me love Doctor Who again. I've got to admit, the Chris Chibnall years, yes, there were a few episodes like Rosa and some of the Dalek specials that I really did love. However, most of it was, to me, pretty bad. Russell has made me stay up throughout this season.
You what?
And this episode especially, very happy I watched it in the cinema late at night. What an experience. And I can honestly say Doctor Who is back. I'm ready for the next season of Doctor Who.
Well, we all ping back where we belong.
I have, unfortunately though, some gripes in this episode, and my main concern slash bit I dislike about this episode is that we had no consequences. There were absolutely no consequences in this episode. No one died, no one suffered, no one is not gonna be back. Literally all of the deaths that were shown on screen, whether that was the whole planet or the unit guys, they all came back. Of course, we had some sacrifices with the Avengers Endgame. This didn't even have the sacrifices. And that hurts the episode a lot for me, just because that Kate scene and the unit scene was so good, and they've kind of taken it back. And there's been a lot of times this season where Russell has killed Ruby, and then Ruby's come back. He's kind of done it again with these other characters. I'm not a great fan, and it kind of clicked when Anita Dobson's character died, because I knew she would be back next season, and as soon as she went I was like, okay, the Doctor's gonna clearly save the day but gonna bring everyone back. How did he bring them back? Well, he sent Sutekh back into the vortex like he did last time, which I still feel quite indifferent about, because if it didn't work the first time, why are you doing it again? And the whole death is death, which means it brings life, didn't really get that. That might just be me being thick as hell.
You're Mr. Thickety.
Enjoying what I was looking at and seeing, but I was very, very confused, honestly. I still am, I kind of get it. And everyone coming back, I wish there was some sacrifices.
Unrelentingly evil.
You could argue that the sacrifice was, of course, the Doctor had to sacrifice. Basically, he has to now deal with that he is death. To argue that. However, I just thought Sutekh was built up as this big monster, and the Doctor literally defeated him pretty much the same way he defeated him before. There was also that weird spoon scene that just did not need to be included. I thought that was going to be Ruby's mum. Didn't turn out so, but that was just unneeded. Didn't see the point of that. Took a lot of time out of the episode. A lot, 5 minutes, but still, that is quite a fair chunk of the episode, considering it's only like 50 minutes long. Of course, we didn't get that Sutekh classic look, unfortunately. I got to say, I do like the new Sutekh look. However, it would have been cool if we did see him just before he kind of died, if that's what happened. Overall, I think I pretty much loved it. There's a couple of bits that are confusing to me, which I will probably rewatch it and find out. You guys will comment down below and I'll find out what really happened. But I was just in a massive adrenaline rush. I loved it so much. Stayed up very late to watch it and loved every single second of it. Apart from that spoon scene, that was a bit weird.
And this is my spoon.
But apart from that, I loved every other scene, and just a marvel of colour and vibrancy and special effects made this episode one of the all-time favourite Doctor Who episodes. Of course, I do have that main gripe with the no consequences, so that's why I'm going to overall rate this episode a 9 out of 10, just because that is quite a big thing that I dislike about this episode, is that there's no consequences. Kate didn't die. I really like that Kate ending, and now that's not the real thing, basically. So comment down below what you thought of Empire of Death. I loved it, and I've been the Who Guy. Make sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'll see you in the next video. And make sure you watch my season review that will be coming out soon. Throughout the whole season, I'm going to rank all the episodes from my least favourite to my favourite episode in this season. Bye!
Happy endings.